Alrighty,
Alright.
I'm ready to jump right in.
Yeah.
Coin, do you want to take control?
Sure.
You lead.
I don't remember the questions, but let's try. Yeah.
How would I ask the questions?
Yeah, let's just
Reverse
do this in
interview. Yeah.
All right, hey guys, what inspired you guys to write this this awesome mutation? I mean, I really had a great time playing it. It was scary as shit. So.
Well, I was really inspired by the work of a 19th century American poet. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a poet from the 1800s. Jesus.
That one guy.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, of course. Everyone knows that guy.
The one who wrote that poem that rhymed.
Walt Whitman. That's it.
I have no idea who that is.
Walt Whitman.
You don't know Walt Whitman?
I don't.
One of the greatest American poets of the 1800s?
And a supposed inspiration for this mutation.
Yeah, exactly. What are you doing?
I feel guilty of being on a mutation series when this is a mod. So.
Well,
Sorry about that.
the show is called Viral Mutations, and we always were like, oh, it's gonna be mutations and just mods and add-ons too.
Yeah.
Like we spoke to that guy Yog. What's his name? Yoget. I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's
Genzia
a
or
cat.
something? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the cat dude, and he pretty much only does like weapon skins. So we were gonna speak to him about doing an episode.
Is he the one who did the add-on that makes it like a cat for one of the guns or something? Or
No.
melee weapon? Oh.
I hope so.
I know what you're talking about.
What's the cat
I've seen a
thing you're
mod
talking
where
about?
it's like all the zombies are cats.
No, I'm talking about like, you actually use a cat like in Postal 2.
Oh
As one
wow,
That's
I don't
beautiful.
know. He does like the pipe bomb reborn and like
I have that.
Molotov reborn. Yeah,
I
I
also
think
have
we
that,
all
yeah.
have that.
Nice.
All right, well I'm
All
ready to jump in. Everyone good to go.
Yeah, let's just wing it. Hey gamers, CoinSlot Gaming here. Today I am with TechnoBeaver, and we are interviewing Olde, the developer of, I got this. Left in silence. There we go.
Nice.
I
You
did
got
it.
it.
It's a tricky name. We had a
It-
lot of difficulty remembering it.
It doesn't have the 4 in the middle, so it's not left for
It
silence.
throws us off. Whoa.
Yeah, I know. Hey guys, it's great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
You're
of course.
welcome.
All right, well, let me just start with the most basic question. What inspired you to write this mutation? Or mod?
So this kind of goes back to when I kind of really started getting into Left 4 Dead 2. I realized that once I got around like 50 hours or so, I was able to basically pinpoint where any of the special infected were, because you can sort of hear, you know, the idle sounds or the alert sounds of the different infected. So you can hear like a smoker's cough in the background, or you can hear a charger, or the hunter or jockey especially. So it kind of actually annoyed me a lot when I could, you know, basically know what was coming ahead. And so, you know, you'd just have a server where everyone was just like hunter or jockey, you know, like preparing for what was coming ahead. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to make it a lot more challenging for myself and for players with a lot more experience, to just basically not know what was coming ahead. You know, like you only have basically 1 second reaction time if you hear a hunter start to, you know, pounce at you. So it was that kind of thing. And also trying to make it, because, you know, Left 4 Dead 2 is and 1, they're very like audio based games, right? You really are like listening a lot for the infected, instead of like looking for them. So I want to make a little bit more emphasis on the visual aspect, you know, looking for a smoker's cloud. The other thing was, you know, survivors often call out the names of the infected, like they'll say like, I hear a hunter or something like that. So you know, we don't need that kind of, like, I find that like to be like training wheels. So I wanted to make it more difficult for myself.
I noticed that, yeah, while we were playing, we didn't have like this. I remember right in the beginning, Coin got like hit by a jockey or something, and none of us noticed because we were off fighting a horde or whatever. And I was expecting, oh, coach to scream out, "Oh, jockey's on him!" or no one said anything.
Right.
And
Same thing with the witch too. It was like the witch is a lot more dangerous now, I think. Like I don't know if you guys maybe disturbed the witch, but I've been playing with this mod, and I've disturbed the witch when, you know, I fire into like a horde from a distance and like didn't see her in the back. So
It's
Yep.
yeah, it was very difficult to fight the witch because it's almost like you're being blinded. You don't know what to do.
Exactly.
Like
It's like blinding your ears in a way. And that's one of the things that I really want to.
Deafening.
like you would deafening your ears. Okay,
blinding your ears.
blinding.
I couldn't think of the word. Just
None
leave
of
it
us
alone.
could.
Sorry.
Come on, Coin.
It's just funny, man.
But no, it's you kind of gotta adapt to it, and while like sure it makes sense in the mod, I feel like even when you turn off the mod and you play with the sounds again, you'll be a little more aware because this mod really forces you to like just pay attention, really.
Sure. And another thing that you know, a lot of people might not even realize until they're, you know, they got a lot more experience under their belt is listening to the different sounds of the footsteps. Like, I don't know if I know one of you has a lot fewer hours than the other, but I don't know if you noticed that like the footsteps of a charger sound different than the footsteps of like a jockey, for instance.
Yeah, they're
So-
heavier.
Yeah, but I didn't alter those at all, so you know you can listen for those kinds of cues. And I don't know if either of you play versus or anything like that, but in versus, one of the strategies is to spawn at the last possible second, so you know the survival team doesn't get or the survivor team doesn't get the time that they can sort of listen for the calls that the infected make.
Mm-hmm.
That makes
Yeah.
any sense, you know? Like,
No, that does. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
rocket booming is a strategy too, where like you kind of jump off a ledge and then you instantly spawn in the air and then just like collide with the survivors.
Just jump down right on top of them.
Exactly, and then you wouldn't have the sound, right, of the
Yeah.
boomers gurgling noises. So
Jeez, we
It's
should try
just
versus
that
with this
audio.
sometime.
It's such a
That was-
huge part.
yeah, so that was another thing, like kind of preparing people for versus too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So in the future, do you plan to make any updates to the mod, or is it going to be pretty much the same?
For this version, I wasn't planning on adding anything. Now, I did have originally a vision for what this was going to be. Normally, this was actually going to be a mutation originally, but I was kind of limited by the constrictions of what you can actually change. So one of the other things I wanted to add to this was, you know, that like little bar on the left side of the screen when it says like Coin Slot Gaming killed a hunter or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I wanted to get rid of that too. So I'd like kind of make it like a realism mode where, you know, all you see is just what's in front of you. So I wanted to add that kind of thing where it would remove that thing where it would tell you if another player killed another infected, because I thought that was really annoying.
Yeah. That's
But I don't think I can add it to this. But now the thing that I like about this is that this applies to any mutation. So like you were telling me, you know, you played on hard 8. So, you know, you can kind of transfer this to any mutation you want, you know, like one that spawns 8 chargers or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that about the mod.
Yeah, it makes pretty much any game mode fresh just by putting it on.
Yeah, well, thanks. Hopefully it doesn't.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, no, not for this mod. I think it's pretty complete. There is another mod on the workshop that mutes the common infected, so if you want it to be like really quiet.
Holy cow.
I-
I can't imagine that. That would
It's
be
pretty crazy. It's-
Yeah.
You might as well just turn off the game audio. That would be the same experience. Just mute your speakers.
Yeah.
I remember we were wrapping up the episode, and I was thinking like maybe change a couple things, like maybe lower the Coin suggested lowering the footsteps, but like the more I think about it, this is fine. You don't need to make
Yeah.
any changes with this, I feel.
Well,
Like-
thanks.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
basically perfect. I see no issues with it.
All right.
In the case
I was just saying,
Oh, okay, good. In the case that you were to lower the footstep sounds, not saying you have to or that you should, but in the case that you were to do that, I'd say like make the tank, you know, still kind of loud, then the charger is still kind of loud, but then like drop all the other ones, make it a little more sense. But that's just if you do.
That's you know, I might consider that
Yeah.
for like the jockeys or hunters. And
Right,
stuff
right.
like
the
Yeah.
light ones, yeah.
that. Mhm.
Yeah. Ooh, this is a fresh question that I just thought of. Out of all of the mutations and mods in general that you've developed, which is your favorite?
Well, I've only really done well. I have a few unreleased mutations that I didn't feel were up to snuff. one of them I actually kind of made today based on the Never-Ending Hordes mutation. This, I'd say Left in Silence is honestly my best mutation / mod kind of for the game, for kind of changing something superficial about the gameplay. I also developed a kind of combination mod, which is it kind of combines the Never-Ending Hordes that Voxel made with a super grenade launcher mutation. So it basically makes it's as crazy as it sounds. It basically gives you a grenade launcher with infinite grenades, invulnerability to splash damage, and you just make zombie soup.
It's
pretty much.
beautiful.
Yeah, the only bad thing about it is that it tends to crash because of all the gives.
Oh yeah,
on screen.
definitely.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I feel like my computer would not like that at all.
My
Yeah,
computer
neither does mine.
might survive. Maybe. It barely
Well, you
survived Never-Ending Hordes. I don't know.
We
Oh,
can try
I-
it out. I feel like another thing I wanted to do was I still might do this, is I was gonna develop a kind of mutation between advanced and expert. So kind of like a middle ground in between that, because the damage rate kind of skyrockets between
Yeah.
advanced. So I was gonna make something kind of in the middle between those. So I might
Yeah,
still work on that.
I've noticed the huge difference. Like playing advanced today versus expert like another time was like it was so much easier.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Advanced is it doesn't really do. It's not really advanced. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
it's a lot easier than advanced should be. So I can make
Yeah.
it proper.
Like intermediate.
No, yeah. I feel like the game, the difficulties, like easy, you might as well just blindfold yourself. You're not there. There's no challenge in easy.
Exactly.
Normal it's still pretty easy, but I can see why some people do normal. If they're just trying to chill or relax. Advanced and expert are pretty much all I play. Expert is the only one with a hint of danger and
Right.
challenge.
Once you get like 50 hours, you should really not be playing on normal unless it's on a mutation or something that's more challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like advanced should be the easy, honestly.
Who were you targeting for this game? Like this mod, were you like making it and then you were like, oh, I want new players to try it so that they learn faster, whereas it's like, oh, I want to give it to the more advanced people, the people with like 800 hours,
No, I definitely want to give it to the people who are more advanced. This was really the only way I could make the game kind of challenging for myself without knowing the
Mhm.
kinds of infected that were around me. I mean, because like I said, like once you have heard, a boomer, like that the boomer's around. So it's like, what the fuck? I want to be surprised, It's sort of like that schizophrenia mutation where
Yeah.
you're just
Oh,
constantly surprised by things.
How'd you get into modding for Left 4 Dead 2? Because it's extremely hard to get into with like
Yeah.
the lack of tutorials out there.
Cough,
Yeah,
cough.
I'm gonna take a look at what my first workshop add-on was. Yeah, really, just the first things that I did were basic fixes to workshop add-ons that I saw before. Like, for instance, there was this one. I think really the first one was this one Magnum skin, and it had a laser sight, and I didn't like the laser sight, so I made it invisible on the model. And so basically what I did was my first few add-ons were just changing some tweaks, to other workshop add-ons and giving them credit. Like there was this other didgeridoo melee weapon that didn't have the sound working, so I fixed the sound there. So that was pretty much where I got started. Where I really kind of ramped up was when I figured out how to make color corrections, and so I have about 20 color correction mods. So that's kind of what I'm most proud of, and then just things on the side, like this Left in Silence. I have an Ellis RNG skin thing. So just basically whatever I was interested in, I figured out. I looked at other people's work and sort of figured it out. I'm not going to be doing mapping anytime soon, So
Yeah.
You're not gonna do mapping.
absolutely not. No.
Do you hate mapping?
I hate mapping. I absolutely hate it. And two, it's just impossible to figure out, especially with Hammer. It's
Yeah.
it's
Hammer is extremely difficult. Yeah.
it's such a dated program, you know.
I feel like if we could get a bunch of developers together and just like write our own mapping program, that'd be probably better.
Well, with Dota 2, I remember reading a while ago when they did an update to Dota 2, they made it so that, oh, you can make custom maps for that game. But they gave it, like, a newer version of Hammer, and apparently it was excellent. Like, I saw screenshots for it, and it was so intuitive. It was like, it was kind of like playing the Sim City, in a way, where you can just plop things, and you can, oh, just press and hold to raise the terrain and stuff like that, and, oh, drop a wall in, or whatever.
Valve, give us attention. We're important.
They don't care. Valve does not care about Left 4 Dead 2. Would you agree, Old?
100%, 110%. I mean,
They don't care.
I have a lot of modding friends who, you know, we're all continuously pissed off at how little support this game gets.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a crime. And
It's a
hey,
great
yesterday
game.
was, or 2 days ago, I guess now, 2 days ago was Left 4 Dead 2's birthday.
It was.
Oh,
Happy
turned
birthday, Left 4
9
Dead
years
2.
old.
Happy birthday.
9 years old, and then Left 4 Dead 1 was 10. I love how these two games came out 1 year apart.
Party
Yeah, and
effects.
It definitely shows. I don't know if you've seen a lot of the improvements and fixes on the workshop, but Valve fucked up things that we thought even like couldn't get fucked up with the game from Left 4 Dead 1.
Yeah.
So
It's pretty sad. There's a lot of bugs and just issues, and the maps are like, you can see the maps are so rushed.
Yeah.
yes.
And
Because
I-
they look fine, but then when you like, oh, you zoom out and you see like what you're not, like the boundaries of the map, it's just like
Yeah.
a wall.
Yeah, like
it's just
no clip.
invisible.
Yeah. Oh, and I'd like to point out, I didn't notice this until recently, but the witch hair is a direct port from Left 4 Dead 1. It's just blocky. Like I installed an add-on that changed it to actually look good.
The improved witch hair.
Yeah, improved
Add-on.
witch hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks pretty disastrous.
Yeah, I didn't even realize, but yeah, it's bad, man.
But yeah, I mean, personally, if I was gonna make this game, I would I think I would maybe even, you know, make the lack of audio for the infected, like, I'll just make that the default way, you know, the default way of playing the game. I mean, like, I don't know what you guys thought. Maybe you thought it was a little bit more challenging, and you'd appreciate like being able to hear, or at least having the choice to turn it on or turn it off. But like, I don't know. If I was gonna make it, I think this is the only way it could be scary or challenging.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I would say maybe like in the heavier difficult, like expert, oh, get rid of the dialogue. Like
Mhm.
the harder it gets,
Sure.
just like lower the dialogue basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
What would you say to anyone who wants to make a mod or a mutation for this game? Is it kind of
Jesus.
don't?
No, definitely not. Don't.
I thought you said don't for a second. Jesus.
No, that was not me who said that.
I didn't
I
say
think
it
that-
either.
Who said don't?
I heard a don't. I heard a clear don't.
It was Techno's conscience.
Well, in that case, don't. No, I'm just kidding. No, definitely check the workshop to see what's already been made. That's the first thing. Search by different tags, because a lot of things that are great have been lost because of mistagging or the piss poor search engine. You know, is there anything that Valve can do right? Like, why does the... I'm sorry, this is a tangent, but why does their search function always suck?
Okay, true.
It's
Yeah.
garbage.
It's tough to find good mutations for this series. That's why I
Yeah.
have the suggestions channel now.
That's why we speak to DeRoot and other people we've had on. Like, oh, what are other good mutations you've played? And if we didn't have them, I don't think we would be able to find good mutations, because you just click mutations and it's anime skin for shotgun.
Hentai,
Replacing jockey with a turkey.
anime
I saw that.
posters.
Yeah, just like random stuff. It's like, why are we replacing the menu music to the theme song to Seinfeld? Why is this in the workshop?
Oh my
I don't know,
God.
man. People don't know how to tag right, but
Yeah.
yeah, so that's the first thing, is like spend a good like afternoon or evening just seeing what's on the workshop and exploring game maps too, because they have some different stuff. And then once you kind of know what you want to do, check the guides, and again, you'll have to search very hard to find the right guide, because there's a lot of shitty guides out there.
Yeah.
So figure out what you want to do.
We've experienced firsthand just how bad
Mhm.
some of the guides can be.
All right, you guys are making your own
Valve's
mutations.
website.
Their websites, yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's to say the least.
It was last updated in like 2013, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And even then, it's out. Like the stuff they put then in 2013 was outdated.
Right. Well, I guess the last thing that I would say is find a person who's made good mutations and then add them to your friends list and then talk to them directly.
Yeah. This is, I think, a good time to plug our Discord link, which is in the description below. We have a bunch of developers in here who are cool and have written mutations. Help! I can't talk.
Didn't Darut write a guide?
Yeah, he did.
Darut did write a guide.
Uh-huh.
Um,
There yet, but...
It was helpful up until we got to the part where we have to code things, and it was just, here's this link to Squirrel, learn. And I was not prepared for that. I was expecting there to be an example, but God bless you, Darut. You saved us.
Yeah.
I'm sure you saved someone.
I think that's pretty much it. You got anything else, Coin?
Nope. That's all for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was a good, fun mutation mod, not a mutation. It was a good, fun mod to play around with. Definitely would recommend it if you're looking for a little bit more of a challenge in Left 4 Dead 2. Link will be in the description along with the workshop page. And yeah, thanks for watching another episode of Viral Mutations. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Very
Bye.
enthusiastic bye. Good job,
Yeah.
Coin. Points for trying.
All right, and